I want to talk to you for a second. There was a time when I did not have very much money. I had very little money. Essentially, I was extremely poor. I remember having to get rental assistance, and I was so grateful for the apartments that allowed the assistance from the companies that was okay with being a resource for me. I remember needing food stamps, and I remember going to apply for food stamps, and I was really depending on that money, and I knew that I can get this assistance. But, you know, being a male with no children, the year was 1999, I qualified for the assistance. I qualified for food stamps, but I could only get $25. They only approved me for $25. I was so shocked by that. I remember my car being in a situation where I needed to have a tire repaired or some type of repair, but it was obvious that there was something wrong with my vehicle in the parking lot. So the apartments had my car towed. And because I didn't have money to get my car out of the tow lot, I essentially lost my vehicle in the pound. Eventually, I started working a temp job. And at this temp job, it was a law firm, and I would carry files to the court and get them filed, right? And so at that time, a lot of people who was doing this type of courier jobs, they had skateboard scooters, right? It was like a new thing at that time in 1999. So a lot of people were able to get there to the courthouse real fast on their skateboard scooters, just like the scooters that we have, for kids today, but they were for adults back then. They were bigger and geared towards adults, and you could fold them up and carry them. They were very portable. And so I had one. And I remember getting off the bus one weekend saying, you know what, I'm going to go to this car lot. And as you know, the parking lot to a car lot usually is a bit of a ways till you get to the front desk. So I unfolded my scooter and went on to the car lot. And the salesmen were ready for me. I just wanted to just test and see, hey, how much of a down payment did I need? So I can get me a vehicle, a used vehicle, a new vehicle, whatever it was. If I could get in one, that would be great, So after they saw that they couldn't get a sale from me, this was again in 1999, so we had the big Y2K thing coming up. They asked, well, if you can't get a car, then what are you going to do? Especially if Y2K comes, what are you going to do then? It's going to be a disaster everywhere. You're going to just ride away on your scooter? I was so embarrassed. I didn't know how to respond, but what I did not do was I didn't get angry. I just said, thank you, fellas. I appreciate it. It was like 3 of them, and they were laughing. I turned around, not defeated, because, we got that God in us. And I took myself and I got outside that building and I walked a little ways thinking, but eventually I unfolded my scooter and I rode on out that parking lot. This set off a train of events for me during this time to improve my tomorrow and make it better than my yesterday. One of the things I wanted to do was to go to college. And I didn't know how because I didn't have many examples around me. No, for me to call up there one day and a black woman said, yes, baby, come on up here. I'm going to show you how to do your application, your FAFSA, and we're going to get you in school because guess what? When you don't have any money, then that's the perfect time to go. And I was able to maintain everything that I needed to go to college. And of course, when you're in college and you get financial aid, the financial aid assists you during the semester. So that was a big help for me. Eventually, guys, I was able to, get another job, start making money, and doing better for myself. I used my skills that I was learning in college to help me get out of my financial destitute. Of course, my degree is in finance and accounting, so the more I learned, the more I was able to apply to help myself. Ultimately, what I learned is you have to invest in yourself, man. You have to do everything you can to make sure that you make your tomorrow better than your yesterday. So that means you need to learn new things. There were a couple of things that I would apply. Like, for instance, because of my situation, I had developed an emergency state of mind financially. I did not want to return to being, essentially without money or being poor. So I took a special interest in saving my money. You should save at least 4 to 6 paychecks in the bank before you start splurging and doing anything else, but never touch that finance, that money that you have in your bank account. Another thing that I would do is if I wanted something, a television or whatever it was, I would save twice for that thing. I would be patient, save twice for it, and then I would purchase it. And that meant that everything in my house that I brought in, I owned, right? So I look at a lot of the celebrities who have a lot of money, and you notice how it's like some of these people, they don't ever seem happy. They're always on drugs. They're falling out on the stage. They're exhausted. And you would think that, man, if I had the amount of money that they have, I would be in a much better place. But then I saw an interview with Bow Wow, and he said, man, once you have everything paid up and you bought several cars, you traveled to different places several times, you've gone around the world 2 or 3 times, you can buy that shirt when you want it, you can buy that car, you can buy those shoes. It comes a time when the money means nothing. You know that that thing that would have made you happy, once you get it, it's not going to make you happy anymore. You end up being with just self. And there's no amount of money, there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can purchase that's going to make you happy. And we can experience that now. Let me tell you how we experience that now with, without being on that level of finance. Those shoes you wanted those shoes so bad. Oh my God, you wanted those shoes. And eventually you got those shoes, right? And then you wore them, you started for a little bit, and then after that, a few weeks went by, and those same shoes that you wanted so bad, guess what? They are in the back of the closet up under something. They're up under something. It's unimportant once you've gained it. So what I learned is you need to be happy where you are. I saw Will Smith did some interview, and he talked about that too, where no amount of money, because he has a lot of money, will make you happy. So if you don't have money, you're not happy. If you do have money, eventually you will not be happy. Of course, having money helps to take out a few emergencies. It's very easy. The people who have a lot of money don't have to go through the things that people without money have to go through. But if you can see that money will ultimately not make you happy when it's all said and done, and then not having money is the same effect. It's so important to just simply be happy where you are. Enjoy the journey. Try to make sure that you have a safeguard when it comes to money. If something bad happens, you're okay. And ultimately, what I got out of my state of emergency finance situation, I've learned to protect myself and save and create cushions and do whatever it is that I need to do to make sure that I am never in that circumstance again. But no matter what, if I'm in a big house, if I'm in a small place, I am truly happy where I am. And it frees me up to do the things, to not have anxiety, to not be stressed, to be able to, when I have a circumstance to happen, to be able to focus in on a solution instead of a problem. So in the end, it pays to be happy where you are, guys. It pays. Enjoy your lives, guys. Enjoy your lives.